Let's start with the unboxing of the Fantech Pantheon MK882 RGB optic switch mechanical keyboard. As you can see, the packaging of the keyboard is quite good. It has a glossy feel where all the imaging is, and the rest of the package, it's a standard boxing, but it's a very sturdy box, so you won't really have trouble when you do transport the keyboard around, or when you courier it to yourself, that it will get any damage. On the keyboard we can see the features, or on the box you see it as RGB colors, 100% waterproof, and this is claimed by Fantech, and there's also videos that you can check that people actually tested the waterproof, so I do believe the waterproof statement here. It has 19 spectrum mode colors. All keys are anti-ghost. You have your macro supported on it. You have your dual shot injected caps, and you also have a Windows lock button and the media keys that's on the top there when you use your function button. You also have on this keyboard, as it's not just any mechanical keyboard, it's an optical mechanical keyboard, which means it has the blue optical switches, which is, according to Fantech, 30% faster than a normal mechanical keyboard, and you also have 0.2 millisecond response time, which is insanely good. So let's unbox this thing. Just before I unbox it, just want to show you the covers of it. You'll see there on the back you just have some more of the features, and the rest of the box is just standard wording for Fantech. On the inside you have your Fantech keyboard. Here you have your palm rest. There's the palm rest of the keyboard you can attach and detach, and then also here you have your keyboard, which is covered in plastic for just to keep it sturdy, and so you have your braided cable of the keyboard here, and you also have your manual book for the keyboard. And then in the plastic packaging you also see that you have your keyboard there, mechanical switches, and you have your palm rest that you can attach to the keyboard at any time. So let's get forward to the review. So you live in South Africa and want great gaming products at great prices? Then look no farther than Jammed.co.za. Here you can find some of the top quality gaming products that's to offer in South Africa at very affordable prices. They also have all the Fantech ranges here, as they are the sole supplier of Fantech in South Africa. They also have amazing mouse pads that you can find, which is very uniquely designed. Have a look at their website. So let's start with a review of the Fantech Pantheon keyboard. As you can see, it is a mechanical keyboard. It's very nicely designed. If you look at the design of the keyboard, I like how they brought in this curve of the keyboard, so it has this kind of a upward curve, which is nice for gaming when you do have your hands on it. The keyboard has a metal frame as a body on top, so it's very sturdy here on top. The metal frame is quite nice, and then you also have your mechanical switches with the keycaps that you can remove as such, and there you can see the switches as well. I just want to put that back. At the back of the keyboard we have a plastic cover with the Fantech Pantheon MK882 sticker here. We have 3 rubber feet at the bottom, which is quite nice. The feet is very sticky and rubbery, so it sits where you put it. When you don't use the extended height setting, you also have rubber feet on the top, which keeps your keyboard in place. Then what I do like about this keyboard is that you have these extension feet that you can lift up for the keyboard. And on this extension feet there's a very thick rubber foot, which actually is quite nice. It does keep the keyboard in one place. It's very sticky, this rubber feet, and it's very nice to use. So if you do use your keyboard with an extension, or you do lift it up with this extended feet, it's very nice and it sits in one place. So I just want to show you, when you do put it in one place, it doesn't move an inch. If you even hit it hard, it really sits where you put it, so it's very nice. And as you can see, the keyboard won't even move around. So let's start with some of the features of the keyboard. This keyboard is an optical mechanical keyboard. Now most of you might ask, what's the difference between a mechanical keyboard and an optical mechanical keyboard? Now with a normal mechanical keyboard, your switches has literally two metal plates that needs to touch each other, or as the plates touch each other, it sends an impulse through your cable to your computer, and that's when it picks up your movement or your key presses. With this optical mechanical keyboard, the switches actually has a laser light in the switch, so whenever you do press the key presses down to the light and it breaks the light signal, and that sends the pulse through to the key to the computer. So basically, if you can just think at the speed of light, that's how fast the impulse is sent to the computer, and that's why Fantech claims that it's 30% faster than a normal mechanical keyboard, and it only has a 0.2 millisecond response time, whereas a normal mechanical keyboard usually has 1 millisecond and above for response time. This has a 0.2 millisecond response time, which means that your movements gets captured quite fast when you do play a game, and the keys is very responsive. It's also very good when you type on the keyboard, as it literally feels like as you press the key, the letter that you typed already goes onto the Word document or whatever you use. So the typing experience on the keyboard is very good, and the switches is just, in my opinion, amazing. For me, this will be my keyboard that I will be using from now onwards because of this great optical mechanical switches. They don't have your fixed media keys on top, but it's not a problem, because when you do want to use the media keys, you can just use your function button and press the media keys as you need it on top. What also is nice about this keyboard is that you'll see there when you look at the switches and the lights on the switches that each switch has its own individual light, which means that the keyboard doesn't just have one or two lights that enlightens the whole keyboard or that illuminate the whole keyboard as a whole. It literally has an individual light for each switch, so you can literally change the coloring and lighting effect per key on the keyboard, which for me is a very good feature to have, because most other keyboards doesn't have this feature, unless when you go to the high-end keyboards like the Razer products and so on, that does give you these features. Now on the lighting effects, you just press the function button and you can press this print screen button to switch through your color cycles or your lighting cycles. And as you can see, you do have a lot of lighting cycles that you can use. Each of them is individual in their own way, and like this one is when you type, there's an impulse that goes through to the key. You do have this one where it also sends a nice wave effect whenever you press a key. You do have the one where also when you click it, what disables the light on the key. You do have the one where it just runs through. There's just the normal one that runs through all the cycles. You have this one as well, another key effect. There's just a single one, and you can change the color of it by using this button here. You can change the colors, as you can see. You can set it to multiple colors or just single colors. And this one here is just the brightness of the keys. And then also you have this one where the key where you click literally lights up and it stays like that. So this is nice when you want to type and see what keys you used. And then you have the one where it dims the light that you pressed, which is also a nice feature. And then what also is nice of this keyboard, you have an extra feature where you can change the lights on the side as well. So you got the side light there, you also press the function button, and then here on the insert you also have a light that you can press, and that will change your color options on the side of your keyboard, and you can set it to a single color off, or you can put it to the RGB that it has a spectrum that takes through all the colors. That is a very nice feature of it. Furthermore, here you can adjust the speed of your wave and you can lower it, and you can also put your brightness up and down of the lights that you use. So that's the lighting effects of the keyboard. Now overall, typing on the keyboard is just a dream. The keys is very responsive, it's very soft to press. You do have that blue switch that you can hear. It's a light clicky sound that you have on the keyboard, so typing on it is very nice, it's very comfortable. And for everybody who loves that clicky sounds of a mechanical keyboard, you do have it here. It's not a very loud clicky noise, but it is a very comfortable click, and it's a breeze and very comfortable to type on this thing. I really enjoy typing and using this keyboard. I just also want to show you on the keyboard that it's very easy to remove your keycap. So you just take the keycap off, and there you can see there's your keycap, and there you have your blue optical mechanical switches at the bottom. If you look at the keyboard, it's actually quite nice to see that you have your switches and each of the switches has their own individual LED lighting. So I think this is a very good feature of the keyboard, as I know most of the entry level and medium level keyboards does not have this features where you have individual lights. It's only when you get to the high end mechanical keyboards like SteelSeries and Razer and so on that you get these features. And I do feel here Fantech did a very good job by having an individual light on each key and also putting in this optical mechanical switches, which is very nice to use. The optical mechanical switches is really, in my opinion, it's the best keyboard I've used in a long time, and I've used a lot of products from Razer, from SteelSeries. This really compares very well to them, and even in my opinion better to most of the other keyboards, because the switches is just insanely good. Let's get to the sound test of the keys. Now the keyboard also comes with a nice palm rest, and the palm rest looks like this. The palm rest is detachable, so you can remove it at any time or you can add it at any time, and if you are comfortable playing with a palm rest, you can just add it, and it really adds more comfort to the keyboard. So it helps your palm just to rest a bit while you use the keyboard, especially in extended hours of gaming. And to add this palm rest to the keyboard is quite easy. You just put the keyboard on the ground, you find the clips there, you'll see there at the bottom you have your clips where it just fits in, and you can just find the clips and you can just press the keyboard to it, and there is your palm rest attached. So to attach your palm rest is very easy, and to detach it you just drag it down and you just click it out like so, and there's your palm rest detached. So the palm rest is actually a very nice feature of the keyboard, and I'm going to add it to the keyboard for the next parts of the video. And as you can see, the palm rest really does have an effect. So when you do play, it gives you that liftment when you play on your palm, and it just helps that your fingers doesn't get labored too hard. So for me, it's a very nice feature to have a palm rest. The palm rest itself is a plastic palm rest, so it is hard. Unfortunately, you don't have the cushioning here on the palm rest, which is for me one of the downsides of the keyboards, because I would have preferred if they just maybe like put a palm cushion here like the Razer products, but it's not something that's going to really persuade you from using this keyboard, because the palm rest is still very comfortable. As you can also see, the palm rest connects nicely to the keyboard, it fits tight, and there's not really a big gap there between it. The keyboard is also 100% dust proof, as you can see there, which means that you can immerse this keyboard in water and it will still work. I'm not going to do this in the current review, but I believe it because I did watch videos on YouTube, and you can also just search for videos of the Fantech Pantheon keyboard being dunked in water and still being used. There's a lot of people who tested it, so I do believe this, and Fantech does claim that it is 100% waterproof. So I really feel that I will go by their word. Overall, this is a very good keyboard. It's a very nice keyboard to use. We're going to test it a bit in game, but in my opinion, this is probably one of the best keyboards that I've ever used, and I'll definitely use this keyboard as my everyday driver or my everyday keyboard as well. Now currently the keyboard retails for 1,400 Rand in South Africa on the Jammed website. You can just visit their website at www.jammed.co.za, and they also have a lot of other Fantech products. Also all the products that we've reviewed previously you can also find on the website. So let's look at the software that comes with the Fantech keyboard. You can download the software from the Fantech website. We'll also put the link in our description below. So when you go to the Fantech keyboard software, there you'll see is the keyboard software. On the customize page you can customize settings for each key. So as an example, when you click on the key, you have your functions that you can set there: keyboard, mouse function, macro, combo key, run program, multimedia, Windows hotkey, or forbidden, which is quite nice. So you can actually like disable the key, or you can put a combo key on it, so when you press this it must right click or whatever. So you can set a different feature for each key, which is actually a very nice feature of the keyboard. Then under lighting, you have your lighting effects that you can see here on the left hand side is all your lighting: single on, single off, glitter, falling, colorful, brief, spectrum, outward, and etc. All the keys there. You can set your color to full color or to a single color here. single color on the keyboard, for instance blue or red or whatever, or you can set full color. You can also set the direction of your wave if you do have like a spectrum or a wave. You can also set the direction of how the flow must be. You can set the speed of the lights and the brightness of it. Under user define, you can set your own color for each key, which is quite nice. So you can set colors to each different keys as you would like it. So you can set W to be light blue, and you can set S to be pink or whatever you would like it. And you can also select only certain parts of the keyboards and say WASD must be a certain color and your arrows must be a certain color and the rest as separate. So this is also a very nice feature if you like your own different lighting effects. And as you can see on the keyboard there, now as I set my WASD to blue and the rest of the keyboard is another color. So it's a very nice feature of the keyboard, and I actually quite enjoy this as well. On game mode, when you turn it on, you can disable certain keys. So for instance, you can disable your window key, your alt tab key, and also that favorite troll key, alt F4. So whenever you're playing in a silver match in CSGO again and somebody asks you to press alt F4, you can disable that as well. Then you can also set your macros on the keyboard. Now, I'm not a big fan of macros, so I don't really use this, but you do have the feature that you can set your own macro settings on the keyboard and everything is on the program. So it's a very nice program as well that Fantech provides. Gaming on this keyboard is an absolute breeze, and you really enjoy playing on this optical mechanical keys, as it is very responsive to you every move, and you really feel as you move that the keyboard picks up everything you do. So I really enjoy gaming on this keyboard, and like I said, I will definitely be using this keyboard as my primary keyboard for the next few years to come. So overall, my verdict of this keyboard is this is a very good keyboard. Excellent quality, good sturdy build quality. The keys are very good and nice to press. The optical mechanical switches really makes a difference, and in my opinion, I can't see why you wouldn't want to use a keyboard with optical mechanical switches, because this is really impressive. And overall, I would recommend this keyboard to all of you, and for the price of only 1,400 Rand in South Africa at Jammed, it's very a nice price for this good quality keyboard. And if you're looking for something mechanical, definitely consider going for this. I wouldn't recommend anything else. So thank you all for watching this review, and please remember to like, share, subscribe and comment to our content. Thank you so much.